Okay, so right now we were talking about mostly one-to-one interview, right? Or one-to-one meeting in the networking. So what if I arrive late and there's already people congregating in groups already? So if I arrive late or I just came back from the toilet, I found that, oh, everyone is in group setting. Then how can I get into the groups without being so awkward, right? Just walk into the group as if I'm kind of picking a show, right? So
Hmm,
how do I mingle with other people in that circumstance?
right. Um, there are some signs that you can observe. So first of all, pick on the groups with the right numbers between 3 and 4. Why 3 and 4 and not 2 and 5? I'll explain. If you have two, they're probably having quite a private conversation. You don't know whether these guys know each other. You don't want to jump in when they're just talking about their divorces. Okay. It's a bad moment, right? And everybody feels a little bit awkward. So avoid those potential awkward moments. Why not 5? Well, there's a lot already in 5. And I think they're going to have trouble giving each other the right amount of attention. So 3 would be my ideal target. But if all threes are run out, then maybe 4. Okay. Now, take a look at how they form the group. If they form the group where there is an obvious opening, as in they're not closing on a circle, that's a much easier target to approach because the group unspokenly actually is not closed to other, people. They don't mind. So 3 people is a lot easier for a triangle to be an open-ended triangle because for you to close, you have to be equal distance and everybody facing each other. Maybe it happens sometimes, but most of the time it's kind of like lined up and everybody just having a side views to each other, but not a direct front view. So for those, grab a drink, wander around, and if you see those potential 3 in a group situation, hover over it a little bit, right? Like an eagle, right? Closing on a prey. Don't walk straight in, just hover over it, and then hover over it so that you can be noticed and potentially make an eye contact, maybe a smile. Okay. If someone smiles at you and you smile at them back and your distance is close enough, you might slowly approach them. You're going to do the most afraid thing that you're ever going to do, which is to say hello. Okay. But hey, you're late. You just came back from toilet. I'm sorry. It's a rough deal, but you just got to do it. Right. So get ready for that big flashy smile of yours. Okay. Say hello. Hi. May I join? May I join you guys? Just ask that. Now, if you do it polite enough, it's very rarely saying, no, please don't. Please don't join us. I think it's very unlikely. So whether you go in, they embrace you with open arms, or just to say, hey, I don't mind you join, it's going to be neutral to positive. And then once you're in there, don't do anything first. Just acknowledge everyone. Hi, hi. And then if they stop because you're there, you might say something and say, so what were you guys just talking about? Okay. They may not want to tell you, but one person might just say, oh, this is the topic that we're on. Oh, interesting. I know nothing about it. Now, they might not say anything, but now you're in a situation where you're the new joiner. Okay. Everything is going to sound like a little bit awkward in what I'm about to tell you because you're a new joiner. You can't avoid it. Okay. Everything has a start. So you might just go face the person who just gave you the smile that invite you in a group and say, so what brought you here today? Go back to the same question I told you before, right? In the other clip that we did. and then start a conversation with this one person who is the original friendly inviter to you to the group. And it kind of makes sense for you to approach this guy first. And then once you start to get to know each other a little bit, okay, when you answer him, of course, look at him most of the time, but also occasionally have a browse to the other people so that they feel that they're being cared for in terms of your attention, okay? Just occasionally, smile, and then just continue with the story. And when you ask him the question and you listen, other people will probably, if I don't know if they know this guy or not, but they might be hearing this for the first time too, okay? In which case, all three of you are paying him attention. And that's a nice little huddle, right? And just enjoy that moment. And as you join a group, and if you're just part of the group, you would feel that you're becoming more part of the group. And then your apprehension would fade away after the first set of exchanges. And then maybe another person will jump in and maybe they'll start another common topic in which you can feel more relaxed to join and maybe comment and share your opinion on something. Okay. And so this mingle thing, how often should you do it? Well, depends on you, really. Some people naturally like to do it, but if I'm talking to everybody who's just like you, Francis, who's just, oh, I don't know, I don't want to do it, all the stuff, I would say, even if you're late, and even if people appear to be all in a group, there's always the singles that you can catch. It's just a matter of where you can catch them. The best place to catch them is at the water table, the drinks table, the food table. Just hang around there like a lion, hunting a prey. As soon as someone comes in who's a single, say hello, hand them a plate, hand them a glass, and they'll say thank you. Have a smile and say, hi, I'm Kevin. What are they going to say? Oh, yeah, okay, fine. They're going to say, no, oh, I'm Francis, right? Then you're going to have a nice conversation. They may be getting something to go back to that group. That's fine. But you made a connection, okay? But what if this person also just broke out from another group and you just happen to be there? Hey, perfect, two lonely people. That makes a good pair. Then you're going to have a conversation start. So watch out for those people. There are always people joining and exiting groups. So if it appears on that one unlikely moment that there are no single people, just wait. Observe. Hang around the drinks table and food table. At some point in time, they're going to get thirsty. At some point in time, they're going to get hungry, and you can pound on them. That's my tip. I mean, you think about, where people hang out, right? Don't think that everybody's an expert there. I mean, there are more people who are just like you and me than there are professional networkers. In the proportion, maybe it's 80-20. 80% just fumble, not knowing what to do. 20% know how the game is played. They know a few people in the room already. So, they don't care. They have the wherewithal, they have the self-confidence, but the self-confidence isn't from what they know. The self-confidence is from they know what to expect of people in these situations. They've been to enough of it. So when you go to enough of it, you will display the same level of confidence.
So would you also suggest going with a friend? So that, let's say, if you arrive late, you can just go straight to your friend who supposedly should have already arrived.
Yeah. Well, I suggest two things. Number one, never be late. Is the worst thing that you can control, that you did not control, that put you in a very reactive position. And I'll explain. If the event starts at 6 and you show up at 6:30, thinking that everybody's going to be late, and then you found out that room is half full already, you are playing catch up, right? If the event starts at 6, I'll be there at 5:45. Why am I there so early? Well, if I'm there early enough and there's no one there except the organizers. The organizers are paid to talk to me, aren't they? They're not going to reject me. I'm the first guest. I'm their biggest fan. If I ask them, I said, "Oh, so where do you work?" "Oh, I work for this company. I'm the organizer." "Oh, great. Well, thank you for organizing." And then you ask them, "What do you do in that company?" Like, you can have as much conversation as you want, and they will never reject you because they're the organizers. Now, when the other people start to float in, and where are you going to be? At the drinks table, aren't you? Right? You're at the drinks and food table, ready to greet them as if you are the organizer. Because who else are they going to talk to? There's no one else there. That's why you got to be there early. They have no choice. They have to talk to you because they're apprehensive too, because they don't want to be alone. So as long as you're not like Frankenstein, you're somewhat normal, they will just talk to you, regardless of the situation. Number one, you open the first conversation and it gives you the confidence immediately. It's a booster. You have a keeper. I have this guy, like you say, you want to have one conversation with one person, that may be it. And after that, you say, hey, everything else is a bonus, right? And it changes your attitude. If you look at yourself and you feel like you're the host, you speak differently. You would ask questions that, so are you enjoying the event? Because as a host, you would ask that. What do you think they should do better, for next time if they're hosting the same event? What do you think? You could ask those questions if the topic of the event came up, for example, right? So these things are, again, opinions. They're not super personal. They're not about business. They're kind of, getting to know you kind of thing. So as to bring a friend, definitely. Always bring a friend. It gives you the psychological safety that in the event all hell's break loose, there is one friend that you can always go to and say, hi, and whoever he's with or she's with, and say, yeah, come in here, meet my friend here. Yeah, he's Francis. Okay. And you kind of look after each other, because when that person is alone and you're engaged, he'll come walk by and you can introduce, right? So having a friend is, to me, one of the most usable ideas for you to actually enjoy a networking session, because afterwards you can just go and have a coffee and share your stories about who you meet, and that's a really nice way to finish that evening, and have finish on a positive note.
So in that case, would you suggest only one friend or have a group of friends together? Because sometimes
I would suggest one. Yeah. Anything more would be hard to organize. Everybody may not be free at that night. And then I have to say, hey, can you come? And can you come? Just too hard. I just go with one. It's enough.